Mitch Hedberg has made multiple appearances, 7, I believe, on David Letterman at last count. Dave loves him for his clever writing and laid-back style. Mitch tells the kind of jokes that people remember and repeat to others. Got a couple of classic Mitches right here. He says, well, let's ask him, actually.
I got scared there when he said Giggles is bringing the best comedian. I thought they double booked it or something. I don't know who's here.
Mitch, Joe wanted me to ask you, because you have your laid-back style and everything. Do you do drugs?
Well, what I say, I used to do drugs.
Used to do drugs.
I still do, but I used to too.
Got it.
That's what I say, man.
Yeah.
And then I also say I like the FedEx driver because he's a drug dealer and he don't even know it. And he's always on time.
Which is unlike every other drug dealer. Yeah,
exactly.
That's beautiful. Welcome to the show, Mitch.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
It's a pleasure to meet you. Now, you've been on Letterman 7 times. I know Letterman and Leno have a kind of a feud going. You've been on Letterman 7 times.
8, actually.
8 now.
Yeah,
see?
And 9 with the repeat.
You know, it's a good show if they played it again.
Yeah. Yeah. What about Jay Leno? I mean, normally if someone's really hot, he would try to.
Yeah, well, you know what, I tell you, I'm not that. Jay maybe would have me if I wanted to, but I love being on Letterman show because you know why? His show is taped in a theater, an actual theater. It's like really conducive to performing stand-up. You ever been to the Tonight Show?
I have. It is a little weird.
It's crazy. It's like a studio, and also it's very much the same type of people that would go to Disneyland. You know what I mean? There's a lot of kids in the crowd, and I'd be a little nervous over his crowd. I'd want to do well, so I'd be a little less convinced I could kill at the Leno show. You know what I mean?
Because of the nature of the crowd.
Exactly, man. I just don't write stuff with 12-year-olds in mind. If they laugh, that's great. But
have you met today's 12-year-olds, dude?
Yeah, actually, I have. Yeah, I a couple girls last night. No, that's ridiculous.
No, that's terrible. What do you think you are, Catholic priest? Now cut that out.
I can't be setting you up.
Oh, Mitch. So, and I don't know that much about you on a personal level. You're extremely funny, but you're also are you guarded about your personal life? Or are you willing to tell us a little bit what the real Mitch is like?
Sure, man. Yeah, I mean.
Do you have a girlfriend?
Well, I don't have a girlfriend, but I know a girl who would get really mad if she heard me say that. No, I got a wife actually.
You have a wife.
I didn't want to get married though because I didn't want to see my last name pluralized and then Woodburn onto a plaque, which now it is.
Oh, so you have the Hedbergs.
Yeah, preceded by the word the. Mounted on a nail.
Do you have kids?
No kids, man. You know, I got a. That's the thing, you know. Everyone says, "Oh, when you get kids, your life changes," and you know what that means? No more road. So I gotta stay on the road. You know, I need to find a nanny that can work for $4 an hour. Then I'll have a kid. But until then, there will be maybe a kitten. You know.
You know, you do strike me a little bit as, and I noticed a couple things when you came in, and folks who want to know a little bit what it's like being in a room with Mitch Hedberg. When you came in, you went right to the concert announcements on the wall.
Yeah, I like to check out what's going on.
And you grabbed the encyclopedia of rock stars.
Yeah. And
you were reading it like you were reading a phone book.
Yeah.
Fascinating to you?
Very much. I've never seen 3 pages dedicated to Skid Row in my life. So. That was amazing.
If the rap sheets.
But you're fascinated with, and you, in a way, your demeanor and your attitude, it reminds me a little bit of a rock star.
Oh, yeah, that's cool. Maybe I guess that. Yeah, you know, I wish I was a rock star. That'd be great. I wish I had the bus at least. That's for sure, man. I would love to have a bus because I actually filmed an MTV pilot. You know, when I say pilot, that means it didn't get picked up. So, but we toured in a bus and they filmed like these 4 comedians in a bus going from gig to gig. It was pretty awesome, man. That's what I want to do. That's my goal. So
to have a bus.
Yeah, man.
Where you could, play chess at night and read and make your wife mad.
I'm like a rock star, a cappella and no melody.
You did get a show, though. You got a show on Comedy Central.
Yeah, we were talking about that. It's coming out in June. It's a Comedy Central show.
What's it called?
Crank Yankers. It's about what we did is we made
Crank Yankers?
We made crank phone calls. They flew us to Vegas to the Four Seasons Hotel. They put us up. They're really nice. Then we went to a studio. We did crank phone calls all day. And now they're going to make me into a puppet, and the puppet will actually be making the crank phone calls. So I think it's going to be pretty exciting, man.
So your face doesn't get on the show.
But my puppet face does.
Well, that's true.
I'm going to carry the puppet around wherever I go and say, do you recognize me? And if they say no, I'll hold up the puppet.
That's good. A TV show is a big thing. That's very cool. Comedy Central?
Yeah, Comedy Central.
Right.
So
We'll watch for that. By the way, we here on the show, I don't know if you heard this when you came in, we all, yesterday, because they're doing it all over the country this weekend, all of us as adults took our SAT tests.
That's right. That's right. And I've been touring colleges, so it just works out hand in hand. What we need to do is, like, I need to take them now, man, because I tell you, the college, did you guys go to college? I need to ask that first.
Well, I went for a year or so.
Yeah. For a year or
Maura
so.
has a degree. Spike, did you go at all?
I went about 7 years.
7 years? That's pretty good, man. Where'd you go?
Maryland.
Maryland, which one?
University of Maryland.
Where's
College
it?
Park.
That's where I was
College
just at,
Park,
man.
yeah.
I was
You were just there?
Yeah.
Were you there
Did you
for the
get a degree?
riots? No, I didn't graduate.
7 years, no degree.
No, I didn't graduate.
Is that the basketball team?
Yeah.
Just one. Yeah, I
Yep.
was just there. I
First.
stayed at the hotel that's on campus, man.
Nice.
Yeah, you know that. But anyway, the college kids, all they want to do, they basically hire you and pay you good money to come in and smoke pot with them. It's pretty ridiculous.
Oh, dude.
That's all they want to do is they want to show you, you know, they're at that age where they're really impressed by long bongs and stuff like that. You know, like, you got to see this bong. It's
Dude,
cool.
we met in physics.
Yeah, exactly.
They want to show this to Mitch Hedberg.
Yeah.
You're the Tommy
Sign
Chong
my
of
bong.
the Tommy Chong
Have
of
you
their
signed a bong?
generation.
Exactly. That's what I used to say about Tommy Chong. I say Tommy Chong will never have to worry about obtaining weed again, because like that's his credo. It's like, hey, I'm Tommy Chong. Let's get high. Like, I was on the road with Tommy Chong, and like a lot of people want to give him weed, but he's not around all the time, so they hand some of it to me. You know,
Would you give this week
Would
to
you
Tommy
give this to
Chong?
Tommy?
which they want me to be the middleman, but what they don't know is I have a middle and an end. I had breakfast with Tommy Chong, but that's not cool because everyone wants to smoke dope with Tommy Chong. All I did was have breakfast with him, and that's not cool because he did not make 5 movies about having breakfast. Otherwise, I would be very cool. Everyone wants to get that guy. He still smokes too. It's crazy. I don't.
You know, at my age, I don't know how he does it.
I'm with you now. I imagine that. Are you saying that you've tapered off? Type of
I actually burned my fingers and that was it.
Yeah. I just, you know, man, I don't know. I don't want to sound weak, but man, as I get along in life, I can't
Anymore.
Yeah, not as much. It's just not the same, man. It's
Makes you stutter.
it's all that. Yeah, exactly. This was happening. It's all that baggage, man. I got all this baggage now. Before I was like, you know, no baggage. But now I got 3 carry-ons and three check-ins and a roll-away.
By the way, another thing that Mitch Hedberg did when he came into the show is he went over to all the concert announcements, and he was, I'm honest to God, extremely excited that David Lee Roth and Sammy Hagar were touring with Van Halen stuff. And it's interesting to me why. 'Cause you're a little younger than I am. I'm going to guess you're in 30-something, right?
Right. The first half of 30, yeah.
So for you, I mean, Van Halen was it, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And you mentioned you never got to see David Lee Roth.
Not in front of Alex Van Halen and Eddie and Michael Anthony. I got to see him with Steve Vai and Billy Sheehan, you know, that tour. But
It was a good tour.
It was still a good tour. It was the best he could have hoped for after Van Halen, that's for sure. Because after that, he got that guy with the blonde hair and the sunglasses and he played the keyboard. But anyway, that guy was crazy.
Yeah.
But I was just
Did you
excited.
have breakfast with him?
One time, David Lee Roth took some sunglasses out of my hand. I was in the front row, and I held them up, and he took them on, and he put them on, and I was so excited. But then I tried to get them back, and he wouldn't give them to me. So it was like, it ruined the whole trip, you know? That was pretty depressing. But I'm
So excited to see. You're going to see the David Lee Roth, Sammy Hagar. It depends on if they're in the city you're in.
That's the thing. I was hoping I could match up, but I see this is in June, and I think I don't think I'll be back in June. So maybe, hopefully somewhere they'll be where I am. Because that's what I always hope that I'm somewhere where there's a concert playing. One time I was here and the Stone Temple Pilots played a show and I got to see them. So I get excited when I can see stuff. Is there anything happening this weekend? Oh yeah, there's something at the
Yeah, you're playing at Giggles.
Yeah, man. I'm
Also, actually, you know what's going on this weekend that's really wild?
yeah.
Bjorn Again. Have you heard of them?
Yeah, that's I hate to, you know, can I say this? But I just saw their bus, right?
You just saw their bus.
They got a bus.
They recreate ABBA. They got a bus and you don't. That's terrible.
I just got to recreate.
Do you want to go hang out in their bus?
If I do George Carlin jokes, I'll have a bus.
Bjorn Again, folks, is a band that recreates ABBA. They're appearing at the Moore